Let's start adding some movement to the thorax and patella. Viewing our controls, start back to the beginning of the animation. Now we're not going to want to add too much movement where it takes away from the rigidity, but we still want to make this movement look entertaining. So we'll still want to add a little bit of exaggeration to its movement. Let's go ahead and select our thorax control, and we could start with it. We'll basically have this move with the front legs and the patella move with the back. So on frame 16, as that left foot plants, we can rotate them slightly to accommodate that step. And then do the same for the right as that plants. On 20, we'll rotate it to the opposite direction. On 25, we'll want to again accommodate for the left step. And then on 30, we can have them rotate in the opposite direction. Okay, and then at about 38, we can have them rotate then a little bit more to the right to accommodate the left foot stepping in. So we can see what we're achieving already by doing that. It's starting to look a little bit more creature-like. Let's go ahead and move on to the patella, then we'll move back to the thorax because we have a little bit of an angle issue that we like to tweak. But that's not going to be a problem to fix. Okay, so that right foot steps in and plants. On 18, we'll rotate, exaggerating this pose so it can be clearly seen. And on frame 22, we'll rotate to that left direction. That right foot plants at 26, so we'll rotate to that direction. And on 33, when that left foot plants, we'll rotate a little more to that direction. So if we were to just hide our curves, we can see when we hit play now, he's moving a little bit more creature-like. Okay, great. So now that that's done, we can bring back our curves and focus on just fixing up this angle we're getting with the thorax. Almost makes the head look strenuous. We want that to rotate with the angle of the head. So to do that, let's go to our perspective and graph view from the toolbar. We want to focus on our rotate Z. And we'll basically take this key on, let's say as the character's stopping, slowing down on frame 50, we'll want to just bring that key down to fix the pose here. Not over, we'll just hold shift and middle mouse button, click down, click and drag down. Alright, so as we do that, we can actually start cleaning up these keys on frame 16 all the way to 38. Or let's look at this just to make sure. Actually from 20 to 38 might not be a bad idea, so we'll just remove those. Alright, great. Now we'll want to fix the head's angle, so we'll select the head, go to the rotate Z, and take these two keys on frames 50 and 30, bring these up. Alright, great. So that's looking better. And what we also have by doing so is a nice scoop as the character moves to his left. So let's go ahead and continue. We'll work on this shift to the left. Go to our thorax control, and going back to the graph editor, let's look at the rotate Z here. See if we can add some shifting as he moves over. So with that left foot rising, we'll go to our channel box, go to the Z, can frame in, maybe rotate that down a little bit more. As he steps in, can have him shift his weight to the opposite in the Z, so that right foot's coming up. See how that looks? And as that right foot lands, can have him move in the opposite direction. Left foot plants. Rotate him again in slightly in the opposite direction there. And the right foot plants. We'll go just a frame after so our keys aren't too close together, so we don't have any popping in the animation or too much snappy movement. See how this looks? Okay, so this is coming together. That left leg plants, can have them rotate to the opposite direction here. And then for the settle, maybe we can offset this key on 75, moving that just a few more frames back on 78. Let's see how this looks. Again, we can just hide our curves and hit play. Great. Again, we have a moving a little bit more creature-like. Let's go back to our curves and do the same for the patil. Again, we'll want to see how our F curves are looking. So we'll start by having the patil roll to the right because of that right foot rising. And when it plants, we could have it shift to the left on, let's say, about 59 as that foot's rising. Oh, we'll want to make sure we select the rotate Z. There we go. And as that right foot's coming up again, on 62 at its high point, we'll rotate it to the opposite direction. And about the left foot's high point on 66, let's rotate the Z to the left. Just like how the hips would move, as that leg lifts up, the hips are going to rotate to that direction in the Z. So we're just adding that to this insect. So let's see, on frame 69 here, we can rotate to the right, just offsetting the key. And at about 71, can rotate a little bit to the left, not too much. Do the same on 75, rotate a little bit to the right. And have the hip settle a few frames after 78, rotate a little bit more to the left. What would be nice to do is actually a play blast, just to see if we like what we're getting so far, before we get too far along. So let's go ahead and work on doing just that. We can do one from the front view here, and we can just play blast from frames 10 to 80. So we'll switch our playback end time to frame 80 and work on just doing a play blast. Here it is. Great. So by adding that little bit of movement, we create more life into our character that way. So his movement looks more entertaining. I'll go ahead and go back to Maya, and we'll basically stop the lesson from there. And in the next lesson, we'll just continue working on animating the thorax and patil